The diagram shows a wooden structure in the form of a cone which is mounted on a hemispherical base. The vertical height of the cone is 48 meter and the base radius of the cone is 14 meter. The question asks is to calculate correct to 3 significant figures the surface area of this structure. Pi is to be taken as 22/7. So let me attempt to answer this question. Surface area of this structure will now be the curved surface area of the cone added to the surface area of this hemisphere. So it's given by the formula by RL. This is the curved surface area of the cone plus 2 pi r square, which is the surface area of hemisphere. The complete sphere has a surface area 4 pi r square, but this is half of it, that is a hemisphere, so we will now have 2 pi r square. So let me move ahead because the slant height of this cone is missing, so let me get it first. The vertical height is 48, the radius is 14, so if I should get the slant height of the cone, so that I can substitute in this formula because it's missing, I don't have it in the question. So let me attempt to get the slant height. The slant height will now be nothing but 48 square plus 14 square, everything you evaluate it is root. This is using Pythagoras. This is the slant height, is the hypotenuse, so it will be this square plus this square, then you take the root. So if I continue, 48 square added to 14 square will give answer 2500, then square root of that will give answer L as 50 meters. So the slant height of the cone is going to be 50 meters. So I now can substitute in this formula. So I'll now have the surface area of this, starting with the curved surface area of the cone, 22/7 times r, r is 14, times the slant height, which is 50, I have just obtained it, and then plus, I'll now substitute in this the surface area of the hemisphere, which is 2 times pi, pi is 22/7, times r square. Radius of the hemisphere is the same thing as radius of the cone, so I have times 14 square. So if I continue, I will now simplify. The curved surface area of the cone alone will give answer 2200, that is 22/7 times 14 times 50. You can see that 7 into 14 will be 2, so in the area you have 22 times 2 times 50, that will be 2200. And here the surface area of the hemisphere, 2, this 14 square means 14 times another 14, the 7 in one of the 14 is 2, so you have 2 times 22 times 2 times 14, that will be 1332. So I will now add the two areas to get the total surface area of that structure as 3432 meters square. And this is the surface area of this structure. With this I have answered this question. So let us see the mark distribution according to the official Waec marking scheme for this very question. I now approximate it to the approximation asked to perform to 3 significant figures. So I have 3430 meters square. So I will now check the mark distribution. And this is the mark distribution. The first mark is the method mark, which is the M1 mark for using the Pythagoras to obtain the slant height of the cone. So you have this method mark for using the Pythagoras appropriately. For getting the slant height exactly equals to 50 meters, you have the A1 mark. Then for substituting in the formula for finding surface area, for substituting in the formula for curved surface area of the cone, you have this M1, the first M1 mark here is for substituting accurately in the formula for curved surface area of the cone, and for substituting accurately in the formula for surface area of hemisphere, you have the other M1 mark. And for getting answer as your curved surface area of the cone, 2200 00 accurately, you have this A1 mark. And for getting answer as surface area of hemisphere as 1232, you have the other A1 mark. And now for adding the two values to get the total surface area of the structure, meaning a curved surface area of the cone plus the area of the hemisphere, you have this method mark for adding that. Then finally, for getting 3430 meters square, you have the accuracy mark, that is the surface area of the structure in that approximation given. If I stop here, I will not have this A1 mark, the final mark, because I have to approximate this answer to 3 significant figures to get 3430 meters square. So the total mark awarded to this question is 8 marks according to the official Waec marking scheme.